Okay, so here we go. Dry on dry. It's not really dry, but it's kind of like your pigment, not fully loaded, not fully wet, but semi, and you drag it across. The painting stroke itself is not really dry. It just creates a range of broken shapes and edges for you. So I'm just going to use what I've got here. I'm going to come straight out of the palette because that's a pretty decent pigment there. Well, or maybe I'll just kind of come over here. Let's see what we got going on. Right, I'm going to make maybe a brown or something, or gray. Well, we can use this gray. All right, so I've tapped off some of that excess. So this is basically what a dry, it's still too wet. I should have tapped off more. But you're going to bring that through and see where I'm kind of dragging that through now, and you see where it's pulled. I think I showed you a little bit of that yesterday. You know, dry on dry. So we take a pure pigment. Oh man, I really screwed that up. See, I'm showing you my mistakes too. Even after all these years, still make mistakes. I polluted my color there. Man, I'll tell you, when I have cups of tea here too, I've even put my brush in my tea to clean my brush. Not thinking, because you can just kind of like in this mode, right? So I'm just going to take some of the Quin and just so it sticks out, right? Yeah, see, that's still too wet. So I'm just going to take this. So that was a big puddle there. So this is where you're going to kind of come in with almost pure pigment. I don't like to use this as a palette, but I'm going to do that right now because I want to dab off some of that color. So this is where you come in with pure. That dry on dry is more of a pure pigment, right? And then come in here a little bit with so it's pretty basic. This is something else you're going to play with. This is the 140, the level 2 Michaels brand, and I'm really quite impressed with the paper. It takes a good beating. It does have more of a smoother surface. It's not, I don't really class it as a true cold press because of the surface is very smooth. So for me, I like it because it's kind of almost a cross between a cold press and a hot press. So I call it medium press. So you can get a lot of really nice variations, broken shapes and lines from a dry on dry. You can even do it with it's a little bit of a wash as well, right? Just let's get that down, and then get the water off. Get as much water off your brush as possible, right? And just kind of come in with that pigment, and then you're gonna, you know, it's gonna come up with a lot of broken edges. Dry brushing gives you a lot of different surface textures, which are really, really nice. So that's the dry on dry. Dry on wet we've done. Oh, no. We've done wet on wet, wet on dry, dry on dry, and then we've got dry on wet. So that's coming in with a very wet surface and then coming in with a very full pigment. So we can do that when we see each other. We've done the glazing already. That was with that value one. Then I have like a layering one as well. But these were the ones that you're probably going to use the most of, that you want to master. And I'm going to go have a look the presentation and see what I want to do with the rest of those glazes. Okay, we've done the flat wash too, so that was another good one. And we'll see you on the next one. Okay, play and have fun.